Hey guys, welcome. It's your girl, Black Girl Minimalism. I'm doing a read for today is December 27th. So we're, what, 4 days away from the new year. And I hope that you guys are feeling motivated and going into a next step, and a new year of new beginnings, new resolutions, if you do that, or just newness altogether. I am going to be doing a spread of 12 and see what comes out for us today. And we're utilizing the Clueless guidebook deck. So the first thing that come out is the Six of Wands. And the Six of Wands, hold on, yeah, Six of Wands. So this is a lot of communication, and the representation of communication has been very significant for the past couple of days, and just overall in the last week, I would say like heavy communication, phone call wise, right? And then the next thing to come up is the Hierophant. I think the Hierophant is representative of, I think, Virgo energy, and I see this as a representation of like money, activities, and teaching, because you have the teacher that's in the front of the classroom. So that's coming forward, some sort of lecture, some sort of lecture is being given. As two people, and it's interesting that it's two people in the classroom is that are facing forward in regards to information being received. All right, and I'll continue on and then further explain a little bit into the read. I hope that you guys are having a good start to the weekend. I know it's Saturday, so it's still kind of oozing over from Christmas, also going into the New Year celebration as well. So we have the Seven of Wands. So the Seven of Wands is it's when Cher is kind of walking down the pathway in the communal space at school, and someone comes up to try to talk to her, and she's like, as if, like, absolutely not. She's uninterested, and she does have the phone in hand. He also has a phone in hand. And then we have like phone calls happening in the background. So maybe heavy phone calls or communication happening in the background that's being communicated. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in the distance. All right. So we also have, a little more came out than what I expected. We have the World card that's represented here as well, and I see the World card as a term, as not so much, I do see it very similarly to the Wheel of Fortune, but it's the World card is kind of in your favor. So the Wheel of Fortune could be more karmic in the sense of like starting from ground zero, like making things right, like weighing the scales of what is right and wrong and making a decision based on that. The World card, though, is like full completion energy, being in a space where you are now being celebrated in that aspect. Where it makes it a little different from the Wheel of Fortune. The Page of Cups is when Ty is at the mall and two individuals put her over the balcony. So like in a place that's really, in a place that maybe she didn't feel comfortable, obviously hanging over the balcony, she doesn't feel comfortable, but a place of embarrassment too, where she's like in a group full of people, they're at the mall, it's people all around, and she's on display. I would say that. So that's relevant here as well. We also have the Five of Cups. So the Five of Cups is significant because it's only one cup that's spilled. And how I see this is having a perspective of, yes, like spilled milk. You have a perspective of something that you missed out on, or something that didn't go your way, but you have four other cups that's relevant of, think of it as four other chances to make do of the situations that didn't turn out in your favor, right? Then I'm going to continue to read forward and see what comes forward for us moving away from that. The Strength card. So you have a lot of energy that was challenging, right? You have like the Seven of Wands that, Cher is kind of like no, as if like I'm not interested. Then you have Ty that's combating a very difficult space of like being put on display. Maybe some of this energy is coming forward, and then you got the Hierophant. That's representative of two individuals that are being taught something, or they're just in a classroom where the lesson is in front of them, which it has to do with, like I said, what I see from this on the chalkboard is activity, because you have the skateboard that's there, you see money that's relevant, you see the electricity. Maybe like electricity is like, if it's two people involved, maybe like the connection between someone, and then also like you have I love you on the board. So it's a lot happening around what is being put on the board and what they're actually having to receive. Then you have the Temperance card. All right, so Temperance card came up like twice this week, and it's an energy of like doing what I want to do. Like, right, I'm going to do what doesn't make sense. I'm going to do what I want to do, but I'm going to do it in a way that I feel comfortable with. She's just like kind of hugging the snowman. And if you look at it, the snowman is smiling. He's happy to be there. Okay. And then you have the Six of Cups. This is another card where Cher was like kind of embarrassed because she had a friend over and he wasn't feeling the same way about her. So you have one card where she wasn't feeling a way, and then another card where somebody else wasn't feeling a way, right? That matched up with one another. Then you have the Ten of Pentacles. This is a full display of having options, having choices in the matter. And then you have the Lemons that's present. The Lemon came out yesterday with the Sun card. So it's a representation of having opportunity, I think. And then you have the Justice card. But why that makes sense to me, because you have the dad, he's the lawyer in the movie. And then you have the Justice card where you're weighing the scales. So you have the Temperance, you have Justice that's relevant here as well. So someone who is like comfortable and like, you know, doing what they want to do. Temperance is Sagittarius energy, Justice is Libra energy. And then Libra is always weighing the scales of determination on like, where do I go with this? Like, how do I make a decision that's best suiting for me? And it's relevant with the scales being on the table, and then the documents in front of the table as well. And the Sword. So this is my first time actually pulling the Justice card in this deck. The Sword for me is representative of like maybe guarding yourself in some sort. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and I'll choose one more card. So a little more than one more came out. You have the Four of Cups. So like this is a call to like maybe paying attention to waste. Then you have the Nine of Swords. A lot coming at you very quickly. And then you have the Two of Wands. So it ends on the Two of Wands, which speaks to connection. Like all this, it's a lot going on at this time. A lot of communication, a lot of feelings happening. So I see like indifference of feelings. And then we have like maybe the energy of what was representative in the Five of Cups with like spilled milk energy. But then in the end, you have the Two of Wands, which is this, is a connection that's being made here. All right. So I'll read, let's see. I'll read the Seven of Wands first. All right, so the Seven of Wands this is the one where he comes up to speak to her. They both have cell phones in hand, but she's like, kind of like, no. So as if even the most familiar spaces can have ickiness. If you're not into the attention you are getting, let them know. Meaning like if someone is coming on to you in a way that doesn't feel comfortable or make you feel a way that doesn't feel comfortable, go ahead and make it clear that what they're doing or how they're interacting with you is just not comfortable for you. Unfortunately, some people can't take a hint. Like you have to literally lay it out for them to get the hint. And if that's the case here, this card is your sign to stand firm and trust in your ability to defend yourself. That's probably why the Sword came up. The creep in the green hoodie might not learn his lesson, but everyone around him is watching and getting inspired by your power. Meaning, like, sometimes you got to set the tone in the room. And it's like sometimes your setting the tone might cause discomfort, but it causes attention at the same time, right? And then the last thing that I want to read is the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands is this card. They're in the lunchroom and they're like having that casual conversation. This is like one of their first time meeting. Ty and I forget his name. Travis, yeah. All the first glimpse of chemistry between two teens in the lunch line. The beauty of relationships is that sometimes they sneak up on you, right? Travis and Ty have an instant connection. And sure, opposites attract sometimes, but here, like finds like. The risk you're about to take is a really good one. Go for it. So that's a good way to end this read. It's like, yeah, sometimes it just, you kind of need that simple aspect of like approaching the relationships, maybe approaching the friendships, just approaching things in life, just keeping it simple. And I had a read the other day. If you guys haven't already, check it out. Back to the basics. And sometimes the basic approach to things is the best way to things, because it keeps it simple, keep it straight to the point, and there's no confusion. So I hope that you guys receive this message. I love you so much. See you. Bye.